Hey guys, how's it going? Lagbro here. So this is part 2 of my twinked character leveling guides, and this time we're doing melee. So the plan for this was to make a running character, and we're using some niche items, unique items that are not that used and are quite cheap to get. And we're also using Bladestorm. I haven't played with Bladestorm before, so I wanted to try that, how that was for leveling, and I really liked it. It's decent clear, and it's really good single target with the amount of attack speed and stuff like that we have. So this character in the leveling process gets up to about 330% movement speed, and what you can see here is my first Chamber of Innocence run at level 37 and 38. So already at that level we start to get really fast. I tried a couple of other skills as well to level with, and we'll go over that later in the guide. So let's begin with starting gear and starting skills. Starting items is gonna be Tabula rasa, 2 Redbeak rusted swords, 2 Blackheart iron rings, 4 linked Lochtonial caress with 1 green and 3 reds, Goldrim, Wanderlust, or if you can afford it, 7 league steps. Our starting gems is going to be Frostblades, Onslaught, and Chance to Bleed, socketed in our Tabula rasa. And we're also going to have Vol Double Strike and Chance to Bleed, socketed in our gloves. Vol Double Strike is used for some additional damage to bosses in the early stages before we get Bladestorm. On level 4, we're picking up Ancestral Call, which you link with your Frostblades, Warbanner, and Dash. This is also where you equip 1 Quicksilver of adrenalin. On level 6 we get a speed boost by equipping 2 Screaming Eagle Jade hatchets, which both have 10% increased movement speed on them. On level 8 we add added cold and added fire to our Frostblade setup. We also add Ancestral Protector, and we equip Wurms molt belt for some mana sustain from the leech. On level 10 you're adding precision. Keep precision at level 1 so you don't reserve all your mana. And we're also swapping out dash for smoke mine instead, and we're gonna be using flame dash as well if you're using Wurms molt, else you won't have the intelligence to use it. So the interaction here is you throw out the smoke mine, you detonate it, and then you flame dash instantly after you teleport it with your smoke mine. This will give you a super long teleport, and smoke mine also gives you a 20% movement speed boost for 4 seconds after you used it. On level 12 we equip Herald of Purity and Flesh and Stone linked with maim support. When you're in blood stance, Flesh and Stone will maim nearby targets, and linking this with maim support will increase the physical damage they take by another 10%. We will not be using Blood Rage on this build because we need to be on full life for Daressos Salute to give us 10% increased movement speed and 60% increased melee damage. On level 16 we start using aforementioned Daressos Salute, and I have my Daressos Salute anointed with Words of Glory from the get-go. You can still have Quick Step anointed here, but then you're gonna have to change to Words of Glory when you hit level 33. On level 18 we're swapping out Added Cold and Chance to Bleed for elemental damage with attacks and melee physical damage. We are also adding damage on full life and melee physical to our Vol Double Strike setup. This is the gem setups we will be using until we start using Bladestorm instead. On level 24 we start using 2 heup of all rings with high resistance and high damage. We are also switching our belt from Wurms molt to the belt of the deceiver for some more order resistance, and nearby enemies are intimidated. Intimidate makes the target take an additional 10% increased attack damage. On level 31 we'll be swapping our gems to be using Bladestorm instead of Frostblades. So our links on 31 is going to be Bladestorm, Fortify support, Pulverize support, melee physical damage support, concentrated effect support, and added fire damage support. On level 32 we'll start using 2 the Gryphon jade hatchets, which is the fated unique versions of the Screaming Eagles. The Gryphons gives you an additional 15% increased movement speed if you killed recently, and a lot more fist damage than the Screaming Eagle does. And on level 33 we'll be using the Deidbellow helmet. This is the point where we start using our war cries. I went for Rallying Cry for some additional damage, and this is also the point in time where you should have picked up Battle Cry in your passive skill tree, so your war cries are instant. And when I hit 33 is also the point in time I do first lab. When we're doing first lab on a duelist, we're going for arena challenger here, which gives you challenger charges. These charges give you 2% more attack and movement speed per charge, so it's going to be an additional 20% more attack and move speed. After first lab is the point where we start seeing those 300% movement speed numbers when we're leveling. At this point is where I remove my flame dash and I start using my war cry instead as a movement speed buff, and we start running a lot more. And the last thing we swap out is on level 38, we swap our added fire support to brutality instead. The skill tree for this build looks like this. Start out by going attack speed, down to Art of the Gladiator, then we go Master of the Arena, go down to Dervish, Golem's Blood, then we start moving over here for Battle Cry. Make sure you have Battle Cry at level 33. We get Gladiator's Perseverance for some more damage. We are going up to Constitution, then over to Heart of the Warrior, through the one-handed damage nodes, into some more life, axe damage nodes, and some more life. The really generic melee physical axe tree. So what could we have done differently? I tried running a Blood Aqueducts with Cyclone instead of Bladestorm. That in that small area with narrow passages, Cyclone feels really good, but the area of effect of Cyclone is really small with this character, so I would not recommend doing that for other content than just running Blood Aqueducts, but running with Cyclone at 150% movement speed feels really smooth. However, for bosses, Cyclone has a lot less single target than Bladestorm had, so I would probably recommend doing this with Bladestorm. I'm definitely gonna try to do this a bit faster. I feel that I can make up a lot of time in the Frostblades leveling at the start, because we killed a bit too little mobs in the beginning and ended up having to go back a bit to get some XP, and wasted a lot of time doing that. But after we got to level 33, this melee build actually outpaced the ranger build for the rest of the content. So I feel that this can be one of my fastest builds to act in Kitava if we manage to be a bit faster in the beginning. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or come drop by my Mixer stream 10 PM Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. And remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm gonna leave you with the Kitava kill so you can see how the single target damage looks in the end.